And just like that, another Africa Cup of Nations is round the corner. The ghost of Cameroon, hopefully now, has been extinguished. And here comes Ivory Coast 2023. Here comes the big decision. We're calling it the big decision. Belmadi has to pick his squad for Algeria's Africa Cup of Nations campaign. He's done it twice before. He's picked a winning squad for the whole tournament. He's picked a group stage exit squad that came last to Sierra Leone and Equatorial Guinea. What's he going to do this time? Well, he may be helped with, we're hearing that they're going to increase the squad size from 23, which he just picked in the last international break, to 27 or up to 27. Belmadi can take up to 27 players to this tournament if he feels the need to. Of course, he could pick less than that if he wishes to do so. I think he's got to make the most of it, but we know he likes to be different and stylish. Maybe he'll feel the need not to take all 27, but it does give a few fringe players a chance. We're going to be talking about who I would have in, who I would have out, and also who could sneak their way in after not being here for a while. Anything could happen. So strap yourself in as we look ahead to my squad for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. And we're going to start with what is now becoming the easiest position of the whole squad. Or is it? Or is it? Are we going to see a shock? Because Mandrea is Algeria's number one, and he will go. He's been fantastic. He's been really, really good. We haven't lost a game with Anthony Mandrea in goal, and I think that speaks volumes. And we haven't just played nobodies. We've played the likes of Senegal. We've played Egypt. So, top keeper. I think Zugba is not the man to be number one, but a more than capable number two. So Mustafa Zugba will go to the tournament as well. I think the third keeper, right, I wouldn't rule out Rice and Bulhi coming back, but would Rice and Bulhi, after being the Algeria number one for 12 to 13 years, would he accept suddenly being the backup keeper? I don't know. He's a top professional, he's a hard worker, he's a solid goalkeeper. Of course, if something was to happen to Mandrea or Zugba, then Rice and Bulhi could come in. Of course, now playing in the Algerian league as well with Sierra B. But I think what he offers the dressing room and the tips and the gems of knowledge that he can give to Mandrea would be absolutely huge. I think that alone, if fit and if willing, put Rice and Bulhi in the squad as the third keeper. With respect to Bunbourt, he's never going to be Algeria's number one. You know, the Algerian league was stopped for a while. I know it was stopped from Bulhi as well, but Rice and Bulhi has bags of experience both at club and international level. What a player to have in your squad to offer advice and tips, because of course, if Mandrea will be the number one. It's his first major tournament. So I'm going to go Rice and Bulhi number three. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Of course, you know, probably Bunbourt will be the one in, but I'd love to see that decision. And of course, Belmadi in recent press conferences hasn't ruled out the return to the squad of Rice and Bulhi. Now, with the 27 names, I'm going to put in red the ones I would have after 23. So there'll be 4 names in red to make it 27. Now, Yusuf Attal will go, even though he's not playing and won't play any club football till the tournament starts, which is ridiculous because he's done nothing wrong, Free Palestine, etc. I think you have to take him. The only concern about taking him was the injury situation. And of course, now that he's not playing, the risk to an injury to Yusuf is much lower. So it might be a blessing in disguise. But I would use one of the extra picks on another player that can play right back if something was to happen to him. Because, yes, we won the AFCON 2019. He picked up a knock against Ivory Coast. Mehdi Safan came in, started the semi-final, started the final, proved a lot of critics wrong, and dealt with Mane very, very well in the final. But you want another one in there. Is Kevin van den Kerkhoff ready to play a tournament if Attal gets injured? Look, he's tall, he's quick, but you want another name in there. I think if you put Mehdi Larice in there, who's played right back a few times for Algeria. I know he's playing as a winger for Stoke, but he's a versatile player. If something happens, if you need to rest and rotate, you can bring in Mehdi Larice off the bench as a winger, as an attacker. I think his versatility makes him a good option as well. So, a little bit of a wild card pick from me. I'd put Mehdi Larice into that squad as well for versatility and as a backup if that right back position does come bit of an issue. I think the 4 centre halves are fairly self-explanatory. You've got Rami Ben Sabeni, you've got Issa Mandi. Now, he did sprain his ankle against Mozambique. Why on earth he went back on to try and carry on, I don't know, because he was clearly injured. He's going to be out for a month or so. We don't know when he's coming back. We hope he's fit for the tournament. He's a player we have to take. Even if he's got one ankle left, I don't think we've got too many options in that centre-half position. Remember, Ben Savani has been a left-back by trade anyway. So we're already playing him into the defence. And Mandy used to be a right-back. He's playing centre-half. So we've got two former full-backs playing centre-back as it is. But that shows you the depth of the position. He seems to like Tugay. He opted for Tugay in the recent international break over playing Tuba. Clearly, Belmadi doesn't feel the need to play Tuba at centre-half. His last appearances with Tuba have been as a left-back. Of course, the goal we scored against Cameroon, Tuba played left-back when he came on, then he got the header. But again, versatile, can play left-back, can play centre-back. So it looks like it'll be Ben Sebaini, Mandy if fit, Tugay and Tuba. Zinedine Belaid in the sidelines waiting. He could come into the squad. I'd be perfectly fine with that, even as a fifth centre-back option. So wouldn't surprise me if Belaid got a place in the squad as well. And then Ait-Nouri will be left-back. Hadjam has just not played enough football. And despite the fact that you could probably say the same about Larousse, and Larousse hasn't looked that good when he plays for Algeria, he's a backup. He's in the Premier League with Sheffield United. He's seeing more minutes than Hadjam is, although not many. As long as it's not Lusif, I'll be fairly happy. So, again, the defence, it's in and around what you can see there. Belaid might come in. Larousse probably goes as well. And maybe if he wants to cover, maybe he'll go for Belaid over Larousse. But something along those lines. Now, the midfield, Benassa will be there if fit. Now, Benassa due to return in proper training very soon. But he's got to get up to speed. He's not played since that Champions League semi-final. That was ages ago. And he's our best player. When we won the tournament, he was the player of the tournament. I think even if Benassa was not fit to play, until the knockout stages, you still got to take him, particularly if you can take 27. He's that good. You saw when Benassa missed the first two games of the last AFCON, we didn't win either of them. We didn't score a goal in them. He was a big miss. I think literally we had like Belkubla somehow playing the centre mid on his own. I think Zarouki missed some games as well. Zarouki has to go. I'm a big fan now. Awar has to go. Feghouli will go, I think, with 27 now. I think his experience again will prove good. I like what Badawi's about. Badawi's still young, been around a while. Never really got a run of games though. Badawi went in 2019 and we won that. Listen, Kadri is on the brink of being in or out. He's on the borderline. One injury, if Benassa out, I think Kadri comes in. He's good. But Zorgan, Zorgon. Never again, please. Well, right now at least, never again. Look, players can change, improve, make us change our minds. Wait when an AFCON with Zorgan. I'd put Bundubka over Zorgan at this moment in time. So let's not even entertain that conversation, guys, please. Many will want Yassin Adli. Will Yassin Adli come? I'm not sure. I'd love it, but to throw him into an AFCON, it's a big call. Happened with Delors in 2019, of course, and won it. Is it a position we need? Listen, Benassa and Adli are close, so that's not a difficult one to entertain. Will Belmadi entertain it? I'm not so sure. He spent the last few months testing players. He's opted to bring Feghouli back into the middle. We've seen what Awar can do. Shaibi, of course, can play in the centre of the middle as well. So Shaibi has to go as well, as far as I'm concerned. So I think the midfield there is fairly settled, and I think you'll see Ben Taleb go as well. He's played at World Cups. He's played at AFCONs. Don't underestimate how crucial experience is. Zarouki's played in AFCON as well. So, again, I think that midfield is quite solid there. You've got Abdelli on the brink. Probably not Belkubla. Bundubka, maybe an AFCON too far for him. Zorgan and Kadri will be knocking on the door. But again, let's see what Belmadi goes with. The wingers, Mahrez will play on the right and captain the side no matter what form he's in and what weight he's weighing. And then with Nurse, I think, will go. And I think Boatnani will go as well. We've got to get Boatnani AFCON football, even for him just to be in the squad. The last one we went out in the group stage, Amora went when no one knew who he was. Didn't kick a ball, but at least he got a bit of that ambience. And like I said, with the 27, I think I would take Boatnani. I think that would be a good option to do. So you've got some real attacking options there. On the left, of course, he's been playing Guiri there. Mora can play there. But you want to take a player naturally left-sided. And I think with 27, you take Saeed Benrahma. I mean, how cocky would we be for a 27-man squad to not take Saeed Benrahma? It doesn't even matter. I'm not saying he's got to start. I'm not saying he's got to start. I don't think he starts for Algeria at the moment, for the record. But to have 27 players and to not take the West Ham pen taker, I think would be stupid. And particularly, and I've got a bad feeling this might happen, wouldn't shock me if Belmadi went, you know what, I'm going to bring Yusuf Belaili back. Now, listen, He's a legend. We won a tournament. He was a big part of that. I cannot disregard the sitter he missed against Cameroon, right? And he likes to dribble 5 players and then go for a goal kick. Listen, I do not want that powder-sniffing prick bringing his shumma and his drugs to the dressing room table. I don't want it. It's a bad influence. It's all about him. I'd rather have a hard-working Premier League side Benrahma in there. If they bring a Mouladia Belaili over a Benrahma, just shows the manager thinks he knows all is above normal. Because, yes, he's had disagreements with Said. We've seen the tussle on the sideline in the Egypt game and the penalty situation with Slimani. Listen, we can't go back. After all this, take Belaili, who didn't play in the qualifying. We did it before. We took Yassin Brahimi after he didn't play in the qualifying off the back of a good Arab Cup. The Algerian League, they've been stopping for a month. You can't take Belaili. We're going backwards. So, listen, not for me. But Adibul Nurse, I like what I saw when he came on in the past 2 games. Benrahma, Brightonani, I think there's some good options in there. Look, the forward line picks itself. I think with 27, you can get Slimani, Baghdad Bounedjah, I think Ammi-Gouiri and Mohamed Amora. Andy Delors will probably come into the squad if there is an injury to someone, if he's not shut the door on him. But, listen, Amora has been brilliant. Every time he plays for Algeria, he plays well and probably even scores. At this moment in time, he doesn't start him. Algeria's best team has to have Amora in it. Or Belmadi's thinking this guy's a brilliant impact sub with his pace. I think you have to start Amora, even if it's on the left, and Gouiri up front and Mahrez on the right. I think you do it. I think it would be stupid not to start a player like Amora. He's so good. Like, he's one of the big up-and-coming talents. I'm sure he'll end up at Brighton like they did with Adingra and Mitoma. They get him from this club in Belgium, the one where Amora is right now. He's so good. We have to make the most of Amora. Shaibi can play there as well, like I say, on the left, but generally, you expect the Algeria squad to look something like this. We can see all the names anyway. So, that's who I'd take. The red ones is who I would, if it was just 23, I'd take those ones out. But we can afford a few luxuries with the 27. Of course, he can't name a full bench. He'd still have to cut some players out of the bench. It's a good squad. We've got players who are injury prone like Ben Taleb, like Yusuf Attal, who are covered if need be. And listen, who's to say this squad couldn't win the tournament? We haven't lost in 2023 with basically this set of players. Our best player's been injured. He's coming back. Benasser will only make Algeria better. Belmadi, do not bring Belaili back, please. I do not want to see it. Please, I'm begging you. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on the Algeria squad for the Africa Cup of Nations. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. I'll see you next time.